Check out thechosenprime.com in the link in the description below for this and other great items.
Welcome everyone to another RFC review. I'm your host Diecast, and today we have a very special, and I hope I don't pronounce this wrong, Wei Jiang up here, and it's MPP10, which is Deformation era, which is an upscale of MP10. So here you have the box, very nice. I'm going to tilt the camera forward just a little bit. This figure is just so big, I'm going to have a hard time getting it on camera. So let's turn the box sideways to kind of look at the art. Here's some Chinese lettering. You have a nice picture of Optimus Prime there. On the top here, you have MPP10 Deformation. On the side here, MP10 and a QR code. And on the other side here, you have MP10, MPP10, ages 6+, Kago, and some Chinese lettering. And now the box is very nice. Oh, hidden. The box is very nice. Open it up on the side here. It flips open. There are two little Velcro dots, but they just tore off, so they didn't really work. They didn't really work how intended. But you open it up, you have some instructions in here, and then you see Model World, which made me think of Toy World, just how they do the packaging, and they have Toy World on the styrofoam. So, not saying that there's a connection there, but that's just what that made me think of. And then in here you see you have the figure. There's some plastic over top. The Matrix was in here, and surprisingly the photos of this showed a yellow Matrix, but the Matrix that came with it is actually a blue, which is really nice. And we'll just take out the other accessories here. You have his axe, which is a very sturdy plastic, and then of course his gun, and you also have a little Spike or Daniel. Someone's gonna tell me that I got it wrong, but yeah, there's that too, and I would assume it's a Spike, but that is it for the packaging. Let's just get that out of the way, and we'll take a quick look at the instructions. Again, you get a nice photo, the same one that's on the front of the box, of MPP10, and on the back you get what was probably a test shot photo. And get this out of the bag. Here you have all the parts and the trailer and roller car, which apparently is going to come later. It is going to be available separately. Then here you have some of the transformation, where the gun goes, how to open up the Matrix. Even looks like it gives you some information on the Matrix. Matrix is wisdom. What is a robot leader's inherent for generations? But if you want to read that, you can pause the video and try and read that. It's hard to read just because of the gray. Even goes over the energy axe right there, which is a little easier to read, and the laser rifle. So, pause the video, read it if you want. If not, that's fine too. There's the combat deck, which is his trailer. And it just shows the trailer, even though that's not included. And then maintenance stock. Again, I like how they did all these write-ups. It's really, really nice. And eventually, I'll probably read through them. And finally, the transformation. And there you go. So that's the instructions. Let's go ahead and get the gun out of package. And same thing on this. It's upscaled, so, but it works the same as it, or it should work the same. Mine doesn't want to stay closed, but unless you have to have it in the, I can't remember, it's been a while. Let me just steal Optimus MP10's gun real quick just for a comparison. And his finger fell off. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so his does stay. That's MP10s. This is MPP10s. There you go, I just had to pull that one piece back. And you can see the size difference in these guys. I mean, absolutely incredible. This is all black plastic with a little bit of gray, just like the original. The only difference that I see is the back here. This is a gray plastic piece, and that is a black plastic piece. Can't talk today. The words don't want to come out. But, yeah, they same functions, same gun, and now it doesn't want to stay again. Stay! There we go. There we go. So, anyway, put that off to the side. So there's a comparison of the guns. And unfortunately, I don't have the axe handy, but here is the upscaled axe. And again, it is still a more flexible plastic. Because it's bigger, it's not as flexible as the original MP10s was. And then the only other thing we have left to open is the little Spike. And he does have eyes, so that's an improvement. But pretty much same articulation as the original. And then we'll just put him off. Again, I don't know where the other ones of these are, the MP10 ones, to do a comparison. But they look really nice. The knockoff looks really nice. So let's go ahead and get into MPP10 himself. Put these off to the side. And here he is. And we're probably going to have to do this in 2 steps. So we'll start at the top and then work our way down. So here is Prime. Just go ahead right away and get MP10 in there, just so you can see the differences between these guys. It's amazing how much bigger he is. Really impressed with the quality on him. Every joint is really tight. His arms are super tight, which is not the same experience I have with MP10. Everything's just a little bit looser on MP10, more than I would want. And this guy is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, Again, we'll start at the top. Pretty much no differences on the top. He doesn't have the Autobot emblem due to copyright issues. Although I'm not sure that upscaling a official toy is much better either. But what I did go do, and I'll do it at the end of the video just to show you, is I also purchased an Autobot emblem that will go in his shoulder right there. So, also has the same transparent or clear plastic, yellow plastic on the waist. The legs, this is the weirdest part that I've noticed. If the legs are actually done upside down. So you see on MP10, this square is at the top. These lines are down there. And on the upscaled version, they flip that around. That's one of the only differences that I can see other than paint applications. And down at the legs is where we really get into some paint application differences. Because you'll see he has the dark gray on his feet right here. He also has some silver or same sort of grayish paint up here at the knees, and then he also has an accent line around the wheel flare or the fender flare right here in some dark gray paint, where Prime is sort of, or MP10, the official MP10, is kind of lacking in paint apps down at the foot. He does have some gray plastic at the back. And then here's another area where we get into a lot of paint differences is on the back of the figure. You can see he actually has taillights in his feet painted. Legs are the same up to there. And then you get up into his back. And you can see, and even the arms, that the upscale has some black paint here, some black paint here for the what will be the ladders, and also some additional gray detail here on his center piece where the gun fits in. Let's just go ahead and throw the gun in there real quick. There's even some black paint on the inside here, which is really nice, that I'm just noticing. So, and again, I can't say enough how good this figure feels quality-wise. Not what I would expect for a knockoff. I mean, it's not really a knockoff because it's upscaled. Knockoff, I always think of same toy, lesser quality, that sort of thing. And this is not. This is a, it obviously took time to do what they did to upscale it and to keep the same tolerances and thicknesses and everything that they needed to do. Also, on the back of the waist here, there's some additional black paint that MP10 does not have. So there's a lot more going on with him. There's more than meets the eye on this figure. But the other thing that I noticed that's different, of course, this is darker blue because this will match the Asia market release better. And the light blue is the US release. So that's why you're seeing a difference in the blues. I don't have the Asia release MP10 to compare that to. But as you can see, as I said, the finger fell off when I was trying to remove the gun. This actually has a metal peg in the hand, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you didn't pick up MP10 yet, and you want a Masterpiece Prime, I think this would be a really good option because he is, increasingly harder to find, especially the US version. And you could probably pick this up for cheaper than MP10. So again, even the arms are ratcheted, which MP10 looks like he has ratchets, but they don't work on the elbow. So there are some really nice features that they put into this piece. And again, everything is just tight and nice. And I'm super excited to have this. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. First, Ironhide, since he's around. We also have Mirage, which, you know, they are out of scale, but the next figure I bring in, I think you're going to agree, actually matches up pretty well. And just get these figures off to the side just a little bit for the next comparison. Here we have Ultra Magnus, just to see how they stack up. And I don't think that's bad. I think if you're putting these in a DTOF or something like that, these would look okay next to each other. I think Prime should be a little bit bigger. I know Magnus is pretty big himself, but I don't mind that he's just a tad bit bigger than Magnus. So, I mean, there is reasons for me that this would fit, you know, in my collection or in your collection. I don't have to justify it. I mean, I bought the figure. I wanted an upscaled MP10. It looks cool. Everything is better. The bigger, the better. So, that's my opinion. I really like him. He's great quality. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of the way and we'll get into Transformation. Alright, and real quick before we get into Transformation 2, just wanted to show off his axe hand, which again just pushes in on his fist and gives you that giant axe. And this piece turns, you can turn his wrist, try and hide his hand a little bit more, but it just pushes in just like that and gives him a giant axe, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. We'll pop that off. Let's go ahead and get him into Transformation. And first thing you want to do, you're going to flip down the arm panel right here. And then we're just going to flip his hand around. Close that back up. Same thing on this side. Close up his finger. Again, everything on this, as you can see, really tight, really nice. Great quality. Even the paint. The paint on this is better than the other my official MP10 that I have. So I'll just close up the arms a little bit. Pop these up. And we're going to collapse the arms. Just like so. Now we're going to come down to the bottom. We're going to work on the legs. These panels flip around. This is one of the reasons you can see it's not really like they just upscaled it, because they had to redesign it, because there are additional vents on the leg. Because if you went with the standard, he only has 4 vents on the leg. So they had to add an extra vent. That way it didn't look silly. So to call this just an upscale, I think is kind of unfair to the piece itself. They flip around, just tab in on the side of the leg. Get that one to tab in. There we go. While we're in the legs, flip down the feet. Flip down the feet. And we're going to collapse the legs just by pressing in on the back. Again, I'm going through the transformation, but if you've seen MP10, this is going to be the same thing for you. Bring these pieces up, they'll tab in on his waist. Same thing on this side. And then the only thing I am noticing, just like on the official MP10, is when you're tabbing the legs together, they don't really want to stay tabbed together down at the bottom. But that's kind of what the mold was before. I wish they would have improved on that a little bit. That would have been great. But again, we can't have everything. So just flip these panels down. Reveals the wheels. And again, they are rubber, and they do roll. So there you can see that silver paint on the edge of the fender flare a little bit better. Now go up to the top. We're going to open up these doors, and then while I'm in here, I'll show you that matrix that we were talking about. Again, I was very happy to see that it was actually blue instead of yellow. And it's like the original. It's in there pretty good. So we'll just get a close-up picture of it. Because let me see if I have anything. Yeah, pop it out. Come on. There we go. The only thing I noticed on mine, and I don't know if it's a mold issue or if that's just the way it is, you can see the matrix has a little bit of an indent right there. Right there. On the larger side. And this actually is metal. But the smaller side looks great. So that's what I'm going to leave in his chest, I think. Because if I do it the other way, it's probably hardly noticeable anyway. So, but yeah, there's that. It's a matrix. It's really nice. So, now that we got his chest all opened up, we're just going to rotate this whole piece up and down. And then get these arms just out of the way just a little bit so we can bring the wheels out. I know someone's out there going, he's transforming him wrong, but honestly, I've transformed MP10 like maybe, I don't know, 3-4 times. Last time I transformed him, I forgot to flip down the steps, and that really upset people. And it wasn't even his review, it was Magnus's review. So hopefully I don't do anything to offend everyone. Flip that around. And we'll bring in the arms. Come on. flip those back. They're kind of... They said to put these in already, but... Like I said, everything on this is tight, so... I know I kind of did that wrong, but... Bring down the chest. Bring the bumper out. Just turn down Optimus Prime's head. And if you want, you can go ahead and stick Spike in there. Just let him sit in there. And yeah, the legs are upside down. Hey, I totally forgot a step. See, I told you. I told you. Someone's getting really angry right now. But it's alright. Fix it. And on mine, my official MP10, the gas tanks would not stay in, and these are staying in perfect. So far, this has had better paint apps, better tolerances. Everything's been a little bit better on this so far. And again, I forgot to flip out the arms, or the steps on the arms, and they are also very tight. There we go. And I apologize about the awkward video, but this is just such a big character that it's kind of hard to do in this setup. There we go. And the little white pieces you see are just styrofoam that's falling from... He was packaged very nicely. You can see Daniel in there. Or Spike. Spike or Daniel. It's not that I'm trying to offend anyone, it's just I know if I keep saying both of their names, I can offend everyone. So, and we just push the smokestacks down if you want. And there you have, flip out the mirrors. And there you have the upscaled MP10 in truck mode. And again, the only flaw that I see on this one is that the back legs are pulling apart just a tad. But nothing horrible, nothing that the original mold didn't have. And let's go ahead and do some movie magic, and we'll get the official MP10 in here to compare. Bam! And we're back. And here you have the comparison in vehicle mode. Now, I'll hold him kind of up. You can see no painted steps. They missed the silver on here. That's not the case on this one. You can see my paint is kind of messed up. I think it's been that way ever since I bought it. So, paint app wise, this is even better than the original. They missed the silver paint on here, but they seem to catch that on here quite nice. Again, you have the silver paint here. Let's see, is there anything else different? They also got the silver paint back here that was missed. So there's a lot of nice paint features that again come out in the upscaled knockoff, although I don't consider it a knockoff. And again, he does have, MP10 does have rubber wheels, same as him. Same thing on this side with the paint applications. And in the front, even the chrome pieces are a lot cleaner than MP10. Like I have a sprue mark there. And just some marks on here where this chrome looks pretty good. Looks like a little paint nib right there, but other than that, even up top here, the chrome is all great. So, again, really impressed. Really impressed with this upscale. So, as you can see, there is a considerable size difference in truck mode. And let's go ahead and get some comparisons with him. I feel like there's something we should compare it to, just to give you an idea of scale. And again, for you scale people, which I did not buy this for scale, but it, it's there. It's a thing that people talk about and think about. And I like scale. I like when things scale together, but to say this has no fit in the collection, as I feel unfair to this figure, because as you can see, I mean, this scales a lot better to me than this. Get him. That's just, he's not big enough for a semi-truck. Put your car next to a semi-truck. This is actually a lot better of a scale. Or if you're scaling your cars in vehicle mode, this is where it's at. This is perfect scale. So if you want, pick up one of these, leave him in vehicle mode, and he's gonna be nice scale, better paint apps. I mean, yeah, he's nice. MP10's great. It's a great design. It's even better bigger. So let's go ahead and see what else I have lying around that we can scale him with. Here he is with Make Toys Reflector. Just because, why not? And they don't scale together, so here he is with a RID Deluxe, RID Warrior, good old Bumblebee. Again, that doesn't scale too well. He scales a little bit better with him. That's equivalent to this. So again, proper scale in vehicle mode. And then the one thing I did want to do is I want to try and pop this off, because apparently it's just pegged in there. So alright, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. I might need something thinner. This is just a very tiny screwdriver. And you can see it's kind of flexing. So I just want to very gently pop that out. There you go. And you can see there's just 2 holes there. Where'd that piece go? And here is the piece that popped out, just on 2 pegs. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of hot glue. And we're just going to hot glue or crazy glue. And you can just pop that emblem right in there. And that fits perfect. And even rises out just a little bit, just like on the official. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. And, so I just have some Loctite super glue, and it's a gel. The reason I'm going to use the gel is just because I don't want it running everywhere, and the gel I can just put a little bit on the center. That'll kind of spread out, and then I'll do the same thing on him, just a bit. Like I said, it's gonna spread out when you press it down. Press it down, and I probably did use a tad too much. You want to be very sparing with it. I didn't want it to fall out. And it's already holding in there. And this is for Lauren too, because I know he asked for it. Here is the Upscaled with MP10, or God, I'm so used to saying MP10, MP1, and they are about the same size. The upscale of MP10 is just a tad bigger. And again, by the power of Grayskull, oh no, I mean the power of editing, we have MP10 with his brother, MP01, or his father, I guess you would say. Yeah, this is Father Prime when he's old, and this is Young Prime. That's exactly how it should be. Masterpiece Old Prime, you know, after he died so many times, and then Masterpiece Young Prime, who was, you know, they always say you shrink a little bit when you get older, so that's definitely Old Prime and New Prime, or Young Prime, whatever you want to do. And he also, his smokestacks can't go up anymore. That happens too, but there's medication for that. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's a brand new channel. Really need your help. We'll be doing more awesome reviews like this. There is a upscale evasion mode Optimus Prime coming in your typical movie Optimus Prime colors. That is going to be really nice. It's from the same people that did this Masterpiece Upscale. So really looking forward to that one. That should be out within the next month, I believe. And we also have a trailer coming for this, which I will also put a review up as soon as I get the trailer. We'll do some more comparison shots between everything. And that's all I have. Thank you for watching RFC Reviews, and we'll see you next time.